Making the move from city to countryside is often a momentous step.
Never in a million years I would imagine I would be seeing a house like this. Never, ever.
But for many years, Escape to the Country has been supporting countless people on the hunt for a new home in a more rural location.
What do we think of this?
Oh, my! Chocolate box.
We've travelled to the most picturesque pockets of Britain.
Take a look at that killer view.
That's amazing.
To showcase thousands of exquisite country properties.
Oh, but how pretty is that?
That our buyers just couldn't resist.
Seriously, get your checkbook out now.
Join us as we catch up with those who bought their dream home.
Just overcome.
To find out how the move changed their lives when they escaped to the country.
Well, today I'm in Monmouthshire in South Wales, and behind me you can catch a small glimpse of the beautiful Black Mountains, which cover not just Monmouthshire, but also parts of Powys and Herefordshire as well. These stunning red sandstone hills provide a natural upland border here between England and Wales. And although, as you can probably tell, they make for some pretty good walking country, they also offer, I think, a real sense of wilderness. Now, today I've got the chance to catch up with some buyers who we helped move here several years ago and who, like me, are now lucky enough to call this beautiful part of the world home.
Monmouthshire is situated in the southeast of Wales. Nestled between the Brecon Beacons National Park in the west and the Wye Valley to the east, this frontier border county was fought over for centuries and now claims more castles per square mile than anywhere else in the UK. Today I'm catching up with David and Wendy, who moved to Monmouthshire 7 years ago to create a haven of their own in the beautiful Welsh countryside. And later I'll be returning to the property they fell in love with.
Now I really struggle going over the bridge back into England.
Do you think Wales has become your spiritual home now?
Yeah, I do.
And taking in the local sights and smells.
Once you try my Welsh cakes, you'll be in love with them.
I've never had them hot. That's
Yeah.
You see?
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
You're a convert.
Yeah.
Come on, thank you very much.
Back in the spring of 2010, with retirement on the horizon, David, a financial manager, and Wendy, an administrator, had decided to up sticks from their 4-bedroom property in the commuter town of Reading in Berkshire. They wanted to seek out a rural retreat in Monmouthshire.
I was brought up in outside a small village in South Wales, and I look forward to being able to return to the rivers and the valleys of South Wales, really.
I think the move to the country is going to be a change of lifestyle.
We want to live in a village where there's a decent community set up and enjoy our life in general.
With 8 moves in 17 years already under their belt, they certainly knew what they didn't want from a property.
I think for me, I don't want to buy a house that's dark inside, no beams particularly. I'm not sure I'd like a barn conversion because they all seem to be open plan. To me, it's quite important to have the individual rooms.
And when we met up to discuss the crucial wish list, I wanted to see if we were looking for that all-important forever home.
So this move now, is this another short-term hop or is this the real deal?
I hope it'll be a long-term thing. We sort of want to move to a nice area, where it's quiet, and we can have a sort of more rural way of life.
I'd like to have some livestock, a few sheep and chickens, and possibly a couple of alpacas.
Okay, good. Well, let's see what we can find you.
Excellent, thank you.
They wanted a detached house with 2 separate reception rooms, a cosy fireplace and a large kitchen diner with an island. Along with 3 to 4 bedrooms, Wendy wanted a study and David was after 5 acres of land to realise his dream of owning a small holding. Having sold their Reading home, they were in the enviable position of being cash buyers with a budget of £500,000. We started off our Monmouthshire property search in the peaceful village of Kyle Went, where I showed them a pretty renovated detached cottage surrounded by the ruins of a former Roman town.
Right, chaps, let's start with this one. What do you think?
It looks very nice from the outside.
Yeah?
Looks excellent, yeah.
What is it that appeals?
I think the style of the building is quite attractive. It's got a lovely conservatory. It's got hills all around.
At its core, the house is about 1850. And we've also got that for you, David, the garage. That's a new addition, as you can see. We can explore that a little bit later.
It'll keep you busy.
Absolutely. Well, there's a lot to keep you busy around here. Let's go and have a look.
Okay.
With the setting and style of the cottage making a good first impression, we explored the light and spacious interior.
Right, in you come. Have a look in there, David. There we are. What do you think? Cosy?
It is
Yeah, it's cosy. Yeah, it's lovely fire.
Yeah, nice little
and
wood burner.
warm. Yes,
I know light is a big thing for you, isn't it?
definitely for me. Yes,
It's really
yeah.
important. But there's a little cosy area at night, you know, as you see the fires roaring away
Yeah, it's
there
lovely.
now. And I quite like the fact they brought the stone through as well, which
Yes.
Yeah, it's very nice.
makes a bit of a difference. But it does have a certain open plan feel, but hopefully not so open plan that it feels impersonal.
No.
No, it does feel cosy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, it does get a bit bigger. Come and have a look through here. There we are, the kitchen. Now, you did say you wanted an island,
I did, yes. It's very nice.
isn't it?
Yeah, really nice.
It's very sweet. I think it's great. And through that door to the right, quite a useful little utility area and a downstairs loo as well.
Okay. And there's quite a nice view out the window as well, isn't it?
Good. So the kitchen's working.
Yes.
Excellent,
yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very nice.
As well as the kitchen diner, there was a large sunny conservatory with views across the garden towards the walls of the Roman town.
The great thing about being in the middle of a scheduled monument like this is that none of that is going to change.
No.
You will have those views forever.
Forever.
The only thing that's going to change are the seasons, really.
Upstairs, there were 4 bedrooms spread across 2 floors, including a double guest room and a bright single on the first floor. But the master was up on the 2nd level, set into the eaves.
Now up here is your very own little eyrie. So if you have got guests, you're going to be well out the way of them.
That's a great space, isn't it?
Yeah. It really does make a big addition to this place because it is, you know, effectively quite a compact, albeit well-appointed cottage, but coming up into the roof space gives you a very generous master, I think, in some respects, with, you know, some storage all around.
And it's bright and airy as well, so.
Really bright area, and again, blessed with the views and the dual aspect, you know, through these skylights. So, yeah, in terms of lightness, waking up, sound of the birds,
Yes.
in the middle of a Roman city.
Yeah, what more could you want?
With the cottage fulfilling much of Wendy and David's wish list, we explored the garden and its historic surroundings.
I'm not sure the garden's quite big enough, but
That is the kind of rub with this one. That is the compromise. It's not acres. It's probably a fraction of an acre, probably a third to a half. Enough for some domestic chickens, as the current owners have. Probably not enough for the alpacas, David, in fairness. There is a lot on offer. Whether it's enough, I think, really is going to come down to you two and what you really think about it.
Okay.
And, of course, the price.
well, that's a price.
How much do you think you're going to have to part with to get this little number?
Well, I'm going to say about 440.
440.
I think slightly less than that. I think probably about 425.
Interesting. Okay, well, it's currently on the market for £485,000.
Priced £15,000 below their maximum budget, while it might not have had the acres David was after, the cottage was ready to move into.
My first impression of the house was it was very pleasing from outside. The area's very nice, lovely country views.
I liked the house from the outside. It looked nice, but it looked a little small. But then when you started to look around the house, you realised how much bigger it was than you imagined. Outside is a reasonable size, and it would allow me to have some chickens as the way they have it now. But it wouldn't be enough space for me to become a hobby farmer, really, to be honest.
You're soaking it all up, aren't you?
Yeah, we are.
Really, yes.
It's pretty unique. How often do you get to live next to 2,000 years of history? Not every day. It's quite a rare one, I have to say. Well, I could spend all day here. We have plenty more to show you. Come on.
Okay.
Our next house was over the border into Gloucestershire, in the village of Alvington, close to the Wye Valley, where I showed them an impressive character stone cottage.
It's very nice.
Not bad, is it, really? Very pretty.
Yes.
Much converted over the last 10 years by the current owners. But there is one key thing to bear in mind as we go through on the tour. Can you see this long sloping roof here? There are plans currently in existence that have been drawn up and passed to extend the whole thing out above that to give you an extra 3 or 4 bedrooms above.
Right.
Okay.
With en suites and so forth. But who knows, maybe you don't need it.
No.
Let's have a look.
Inside, the layout and feel of the property was quirky, to say the least.
How about that for a front door?
Yeah, it's some size, isn't it?
Not bad, is it? Well done, David. Right. Right, let's start in here. One of the reception areas that this house can offer you. What do you think?
I think it's lovely, really nice.
I mean, I know light is a thing for you, Wendy. I mean, it's beautifully decorated, but a change of colour would let more light in, certainly.
It would, but I actually like the colour. Got a nice feel about it.
Yeah? Good. Feeling is all important. It's got to feel right.
Yeah,
so that's a good start. Right, let's continue. Follow me through here. Now, coming back to this idea of this extension that would go above us now, that would give quite a few extra bedrooms. The idea being that you would replace these 2 bedrooms that are currently down here.
Right.
So you'd release them to be studies or whatever you want them to be. You can have a good old explore of these a bit later, but just to put that in your minds. All right. There we are, Wendy.
The
Come on in.
island.
The island, yeah, you've got your island. Really good kitchen diner, this.
It's a very good size.
Yeah, it is good.
It's terrific, and very comfortable too. Huge sofa over there. And these 2 double doors going out to the patio and the decking beyond.
It's nice and light in here as well, isn't it?
Yeah. The dining table there, again, I would suspect that would be your everyday kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we do have a separate dining room for you across the hallway. Come and have a look at this. This is quite special. There.
Wow, those chairs.
They are amazing, aren't they? Very grandiose, really. It's a bit Lord of the Rings, isn't it? I mean, whether you keep this as a dining room or you use it as a separate snug study,
Yes.
it would work either way. I get the sense this would be your little domain.
It could be, yeah.
Right, okay, let's go out there.
Upstairs, the footprint was smaller than the ground floor, but with those expansion plans in mind, we explored the bedroom options.
This is the master bedroom as it is currently configured. Again, like the rest of the house, suitably opulent in the way it's furnished. Very rich, very lavish, very warm, I think. But you don't have an ensuite, of course.
Right.
But the family bathroom is literally right next door.
Okay.
And up here, it's just this bedroom and a tiny box room across the corridor.
Okay.
So again, making sense of these plans to extend.
Yes.
You know, if you did want, you know, an extra 4 bedrooms with 2 en suites, that's what's on offer.
Nice.
Good. Yeah, very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go outside and explore some land for you.
Okay.
With the house proving a success, I was hopeful the outside with its small holding options would also impress wannabe hobby farmer David.
Come through here, David. Master of all you survey. Look at this. Can you see these 3 paddocks? 3 or 4 paddocks here.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a menage as well at the end.
Yes.
Okay. All of that's yours. All in all, about 3 acres.
Gosh, that's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot. Is it too much?
No, it's not too much. There's no such thing as too much.
Exactly. You can't have too much land. And of course, you've got that lovely little brook.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds fantastic.
It's a lovely setting, it really is. I hate to use the word perfect, but it's getting
Use
close,
it.
it's getting close.
Use perfect. Please use perfect.
It's lovely.
Yeah?
Very nice, yeah.
All right. Well, let's have a think about the price, shall we? What do you think, Wendy?
I think we're over budget this time.
Right, how much?
I think perhaps 550, even in excess of that.
I'd probably even go above Wendy.
Really?
Maybe 575.
575.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, actually. It was on the market for 575.
Okay.
It's now on the market for 475.
You're joking.
heavens.
No.
That's amazing.
I think David should be getting his chequebook out.
£25,000 under budget, the second property was clearly in the running.
So what do you think about the land?
I think it's excellent. It's just what we want, really. It's got plenty of space. It's got the brook, which will bring all the wildlife in. In the summer, it'll be fantastic. And with 3 acres and the paddocks, it's going to have plenty of room certainly for some alpacas and some donkeys and some sheep.
I think the house is lovely. I think you've brought us to somewhere that we could easily make a home When Jules told us the price, I was absolutely flabbergasted. I couldn't believe that it was under budget, and it just makes it a serious contender, I think, for both of us.
Ah, there you are. How'd you come, Wendy? Grab the door, David. Happy?
Very happy.
Very happy. I should think you are. Great price, great house.
Certainly is, yeah.
Oh, good. Keep thinking about it. Well, the second property really seemed to pique Wendy and David's interest, not least, of course, with those 3 acres of land and the price tag. But of course, we still had one more to come, our mystery house. Now, I knew it would challenge them. It was a bit of a gamble because, as they'd made clear, it was a style of property they wouldn't otherwise have considered. I just hoped it was a risk that would pay off. Well, our final property is just a few miles away, the mystery house. Any ideas, Wendy, as to what we might have lined up for you?
I think you're going to probably give us a project of some sort.
Ah, OK. David?
I know the mystery property is always challenging.
Well, this one is no exception, but I think you might like it.
Our final offering took us back into Monmouthshire to the village of Llangfehangel Crwcorni, a short drive from Abergavenny in the shadow of the Black Mountains. I knew Wendy was opposed to barn conversions, so the mystery house was definitely going to challenge their preconceptions.
The mystery house in the rain.
In the rain, lovely.
Now, just remind us all of your thoughts on barn conversions.
Well, they all tend to be open plan, so...
Have you seen many?
No, I've never seen one.
Now look, how the wise have spoken. So here's your chance. If you've never seen one, this is a great place to start. Maybe this is the barn to convert you.
Indeed.
Will it change your mind, I wonder?
Let's see.
Let's have a look, come on.
With surprisingly positive reactions to the exterior, I was pretty confident the open plan interior would also confound their expectations.
Right, Wendy. Come on. This is an induction into barn conversions.
It is, it looks
What do you
lovely.
think?
Lovely.
Come and have a look at this. There. Yeah?
Yeah, it's lovely and cosy, and yeah, it really is nice.
Yeah. Nice little wood burner there. Underfloor heating. Nice big window over there, one in the corner. Right, well, let's follow the floor and the heating through to here, because, Wendy, you wanted a big kitchen with an island. There you go.
Wow.
This is more like an island with a kitchen. Jules.
Well, indeed. It's pretty good.
You've excelled yourself.
Hey! Well, you can't not love it, can you?
No.
And I think you get the idea that it really has been done to a fantastic
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But let's continue through here because, again, as dining rooms go, kitchen diners go, I think this is quite exciting and it makes the best of those views. Look at that.
Fantastic view out there.
Yeah. But as a space, I think this is all rather good. And again, although you've got this sort of free-flowing feel to it, Wendy, does it worry you?
No, not at all. I love it.
You see? I knew. Have a look at this.
Just around the corner was another room that could have been a perfect retreat for Wendy. And there was another surprise.
Look, it goes on. How about this for your guests?
This is for the guests.
This is for the guests. Yeah. Anywhere else, this would be a great master.
We would.
You've got a little ensuite in there, plenty of room for the bed, loads of light, tons of storage. Again, pretty generous dressing area over there.
This is for me when I've misbehaved. So.
Well, you could have it as a bit of a den. I mean, if you just took the bed out, and then it's another study if you wanted it.
Well, I think I could move here tomorrow.
Well, you could. It's up for sale.
Yeah. Yes.
It's great. So, this is guests. Let's find somewhere for you. Come and have a look at this.
Upstairs, there were 3 further bedrooms, including a double, plus a single with exposed beams, and the potential master.
There. This is for you too, the master.
It's a good size.
Yeah.
It's a lovely room. It's nice and bright.
Yeah, it's lovely and light.
Really bright. Now, I know you had a thing about beams, Wendy.
Yes.
Did these beams work for you?
They do, yes. They're not too dark, and I think the wood's beautiful. You're gradually converting me.
Good. Have a look in here. This is great. Very well-appointed ensuite for you.
All right.
Excellent.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you're happy with the house?
Happy with the house and the location, actually.
Excellent. And if Wendy's happy with the house, you're happy with the house.
Definitely.
So we need to get you happy with the land.
Certainly.
Right, let's go and have a look. Let's brave the weather.
Outside, the paddock came in at around an acre, so David had the scope for a manageable small holding with lovely views.
There we are, look, Monmouthshire in the mist. Not bad though, is it?
No,
I mean, imagine that on a nice sunny day or a crisp winter's morning.
Even on a day like today, though, it's still a beautiful view. You can't beat it, can you?
And of course, the key thing now is that, which I love. It's just really nicely done.
It is. It's perfect, actually. Yes, I'm converted.
You are converted to the barn conversion. Hurrah! Well, if nothing else, we've achieved that, which is great. David, you're happy with it?
Oh yeah, very happy with it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's enough land, and if Wendy loves the house, that's the key to it, really.
All right. Well, the final bit of the jigsaw then is going to be the price.
I think it's over budget again. Probably 550.
550. Yeah.
I think maybe a bit lower. I think 525.
Yeah. 525 would be pretty amazing, I would say. I mean, if it was 525, could you stretch to that? Would you think about stretching?
Yeah, we definitely think about stretching to that, yes.
Okay. So you'd definitely think about it if it was £450,000.
You're joking.
Look at your face! Yep, it really is £450,000.
Wow.
A generous £50,000 below budget, this impeccably laid out mystery barn conversion had not only persuaded Wendy to see the light, but captured her heart too.
What do you think about the house now?
I think it's beautiful. I don't think you can fault it, really. It's just in a perfect location, and it's just been designed, and there's been so much thought put into it that...
Hey, don't be silly. I think it's lovely as well, so there's no point in getting upset.
Just overcome.
It is a wonderful house. There's nothing I can say to criticise it. It's perfect in every way. And yeah, I think Wendy, because it's our final move, or hopefully our final move, Wendy's fallen in love with it straight away.
So which of our three properties did David and Wendy go ahead and buy? Although the mystery house had clearly struck an emotional chord, would Wendy be able to overcome her aversion to barn conversions? And let's not forget that first house set amongst the Roman ruins with the separate reception rooms and the fantastic views across Monmouthshire. And of course the second property, the beautiful stone cottage with the extension plans and lots of potential to make their own. That was very much in the running too, but was it the one which sealed the deal?
Well, when I left Wendy and David, there was one obvious winner, our mystery house, and what an emotional response it gained. But when all the dust had finally settled, what happened next? Well, I am delighted to report that they followed their instincts and bought it. So, nearly 8 years on, I'm back here to find out how life in rural Monmouthshire is treating them.
Wendy and David moved into the barn conversion in July 2010. And although the property was already finished to a high standard, they wasted no time adding a few personal touches to make it their own.
Hello, Wendy.
Hello, Jules. Lovely to see
Hello,
you.
nice to see you again. Oh, it's a bit wet and blustery out there.
It certainly is, yes.
But look how welcoming this is. Wow, that's fabulous.
It hasn't changed much since you were here, but
Wow.
it's comfortable.
I can't believe it's nearly 8 years ago.
I know, it's amazing how the time's flown, and I say just sort of thanks to you guys that we're living here now.
And now I remember, of course, this lovely sort of open plan aspect of it all.
And barn conversions I don't like.
I remember, yeah, but now look.
Yes, we've been here a long time and absolutely love it.
Does it feel like a lifetime?
It does feel like a lifetime now. Since we were on the programme as well, it's strange.
But I suppose the joy of it was you didn't have to do much, did you? I mean, it was all done.
No, it's all done. We've changed the ensuite bathroom upstairs to a shower room, but that's about all.
We were still working for the first couple of years, so that made it easier that everything was here for us, really.
But now you're both fully retired.
Yeah, which
Just
is
about,
lovely.
yes.
And you've got all the time in the world to enjoy not just Monmouthshire, but your lovely new house.
Yeah, it is. It's just lovely spending time here, especially when it's sunny.
Yeah,
Not
but
very
even on
rainy
a
today.
cold day like today with the fire going, I mean, it is, a world within a world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we go through to the kitchen?
Yeah,
can,
sure.
It's amazing to think that Wendy, who wanted separate rooms and was so against barn conversions in general, has been completely won over by open-plan living. In the end, though, it was the island that clinched it.
Wow, look at that. That was a selling point, wasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, it's just an amazing kitchen.
And it's not the biggest in the world, but it's so well proportioned, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just everything about it. It's just really lovely. I think this is probably what sold me the house, to be honest, apart from the view outside.
And everything works around the island, so you know it's quite a nice social place to sit and have a coffee and.
Well, I can see you've already prepared the coffee. That's very welcome today.
Although they haven't touched the fabric of the building, Wendy and David have reassigned some of the rooms. What was previously the dining room just off the kitchen is now a comfortable seating area. And the little room up the steps that was once a snug is now the formal dining area. Although most of their meals are enjoyed around their fabulous island, which is also an excellent vantage point.
And of course you can see the seasons come and go across that fabulous view, can't you?
Yeah, you certainly can, and you can understand how people get caught out on top of the mountain. You know, the weather can change in a minute. Like you wake up here in the morning, it could be foggy, and then an hour later the sun's shining. It's a stunning view again.
But it's so cosy in here, isn't it? And it always was a very welcoming, warm building, you know, even though it was very sort of sparsely furnished, I seem to remember when we saw it.
It was. There wasn't a thing out of place when we came. It was like a brand new home.
Well, it still is. I mean, it's immaculate.
That's because we've hidden most of the things in the cupboard there.
Have you had a bit of a tidy up?
We've done things that we were going to do 7 years ago, but we finally, with you coming, we finally decided to get them done now.
You see, there's nothing like a deadline.
No,
you know,
that's true.
Everything has a purpose. Going back to that moment and those tears, were they tears of relief that you'd found a property that would work? What was it?
I think personally that when Wendy saw this house and saw the land and the location, what a lovely place it was to live, that she was surprised, coming from Reading and what we had there, she was very surprised that we could afford something of this nature, really. A very nice home in a lovely location. Yeah. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it is, and I just say I was blown away when we came in.
If she'll start crying again.
I did wonder. I'm not going to push you, though. I'm not going to push you.
No, I try not to.
The barn also came with nearly an acre of land, as David had plans to establish a small holding. But the paddocks seem eerily quiet today.
But let's talk about the hobby farming then, David, because that was very much a part of the search, wasn't it? It was
a lovely idea. As you remember, I was still working. I was travelling to Basildon, so working away during the week. What I've found, I've come to my senses really, having spoken to people locally and understood how much time hobby farming can take. Yeah. I've decided that sort of a few hours in the garden every day is more than enough to cope with. However, a bit of a surprise is that recently Wendy and I have decided to get 2 donkeys, which she's been on at me for 7 years to get.
Yeah, 7 years I've been on. Every time we go over towards Towergarth, there's a farm that sells donkey foals, but hopefully we're going to speak to the donkey sanctuary to see if we can get 2 donkeys. And I say 7 years I've been going on at David, and he's finally given in.
So finally, that acre or so you've got at the top there will have 2 new residents. Yeah. So who's going to do most of the looking after?
David. Well. Wendy do the stroking, David will do the cleaning out.
Yeah, the thing is, David's always up early in the morning, and I sort of tend to be a bit later rising. And so, yeah, hopefully he'll go out and see them in the morning and sort them out. And, yeah, then I can just go out and say hello. And
David gets up and sees the sunrise. Wendy gets up and makes lunch.
I'm not quite that bad these days.
But at least you've got that nice sort of division of labour worked out. And again, there's something that you can both share in, and that's the joy of it, isn't it, really?
They have both ploughed their efforts into working on the garden since retiring, and David has established a productive vegetable patch. They both clearly remember why this property gave them the confidence to embrace country life in the first place.
That moment of transition when you finally decide to buy something, you know, whether it's a car, you know, a fridge, a house, a painting, whatever, there needs to be an element of reassurance that you're doing the right thing. Was it the finish in here that gave you that reassurance that actually this was going to work?
I think, like David said, we were both working at the time, so to come into a house that virtually needed nothing doing to it, you know, was a major plus for us.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was hard. I was travelling back to Reading to work, but only did that for just over a year.
But I imagine you never wanted to leave.
No, I didn't really want to leave, and I say now I really struggle going over the bridge back into England.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Do you? Do you think Wales has become your sort of spiritual home now?
Yeah, I do, and everyone, you know, all the Welsh people you meet, they're so friendly, and they've got time to talk to you.
As well as getting to know their immediate neighbours, Wendy and David have really become part of the wider community. Later on, I'll be finding out how they spend their newfound leisure time in and around Monmouthshire. I'll help them with the weekly shop.
So this looks lovely. What do you fancy here then, Wendy?
I'd like that little loaf there, please.
OK, that's fine.
And I'm bowled over by Wendy's skill on the indoor green.
Go on, Wendy.
Round.
Fabulous.
Yes. Wow, that's fantastic, isn't it? That's a brilliant shot.
But before that, another memorable success story from our country property portfolio. Right across the British countryside, we've seen buyers with all very different property wish lists and lifestyle ambitions fall in love with the houses we've shown them. And it's always fantastic to hear when they go on and make that all-important offer. Back in the summer of 2013, retired teacher Anne and systems analyst Graham had just sold their bungalow in the seaside town of Broadstairs, Kent, and with their £325,000 budget were raring to move close to the mountains of Snowdonia. Not just for walking, but so they could pursue their creative pastimes.
After I retired, I decided painting. I'm going to start painting. And I did. I went to the local college and started doing oil painting. I'm hoping when we get to Snowdonia that I'll be able to look at the landscapes there. There should be a tremendous selection of greens.
As well as needing enough bedrooms for visiting family, the downstairs space was crucial.
We don't want anything dark. We'd like large rooms, as large as possible for the rest of the house as well. But it's more important that the living area is large and light.
After playing it safe with two quite traditional cottages, the mystery property in the seaside village of Llanwirral near Cardigan Bay had a history they definitely weren't expecting.
It's an old converted watermill.
That is fantastic.
Can you hear the noise of the water there?
We can.
Looks good.
It looks good. I'm very optimistic.
Come on.
Looking forward to this.
Inside, Anne and Graham quickly warmed to our mystery watermill when they took in the high ceiling and character features in the kitchen.
Tell me what you think of this kitchen diner.
It's not just a kitchen diner, it's got a little lounge as well.
Yeah, with a wood burner.
With a wood burner.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Taller than I thought as well.
Yeah.
It's a good height on the ceiling.
We're off to a flying start. Let's continue.
However, the challenge on layout was that 2 of the 3 bedrooms were downstairs. Furthermore, to find the main sitting room, we had to head up to the first floor.
It's a good size.
It's a lovely room.
It's well proportioned as well.
And I was concerned about the lights. The windows look quite small from the outside, but there's plenty of light in here when you get in.
Yeah.
So it's a thumbs up.
Definitely a thumbs up.
Hey!
In the master, the full effect of this property on Anne became evident.
Our mystery house has done rather well so far.
I think it's ticked a lot of boxes.
I think it has.
Yeah.
You're losing your voice.
I am.
The emotion's catching up with you,
It
Anne.
definitely is.
Good.
Yeah.
It was clear that Anne and Graham were a bit overwhelmed by our mystery watermill. Outside completed the picture as the prettily landscaped garden had access to the neighbouring stream, and there were 2 outbuildings. One was a utility room which had excellent workshop potential for Graham, and the other, set across 2 floors, already gave Anne a ready-made studio. Finding out the asking price went further to cementing their feelings on this one.
You could have this for £325,000.
We may well do that.
You see, how about that? Is that a deal? It might be.
Anne and Graham went on to make an offer on the Mystery House, wrapping up another memorable highlight of our house tour journeys. Now it's time to return to our Welsh escapees, Wendy and David, who've made a real success of their move to the country.
From the Wye Valley, which is just below me, to the mountainous heights of the Brecon Beacons, which you can probably just make out behind me, Monmouthshire and this region as a whole certainly delivers on breathtaking scenery. But that's not all. It's also home to some vibrant market towns such as Crickhowell, Monmouth itself and Abergavenny, the last of which has become a popular haunt for David and Wendy.
Our couple live a 10-minute drive from Abergavenny, and they often travel there to visit its vibrant indoor market. It's long been a focus for business in the town, with origins dating to the 12th century. Cattle were traded here for over 150 years until the last livestock sale took place in December 2013. Today it's hailed as one of the major markets in Wales, with over 200 stands selling a range of homegrown goods, from local food and delicacies to Welsh crafts.
Hello, how are you? All right?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you doing?
Very well.
Thank you.
How big a loaf of bread do you want?
And a large Swansea?
No, thank you. I'd like that little loaf there, please.
Okay, that's fine.
That is amazing. Is that walnut and Stilton?
Yeah, and the Stilton goes all the way through it down. It's really nice.
Do you know what? I'm gonna have one of those as well. Yes.
So you're going to go with this one here?
And what, have you got some, are they Welsh cakes?
Yeah, they're hot Welsh cakes we're just making on the griddle here in a minute. And they're 5 for £1.10.
They smell lovely.
That's a bargain. Right.
Yeah?
Let's have 5 of those.
And you're going to go for that as
Yes,
well?
please, yes.
Thank you.
I love that.
The current market hall dates to the mid-19th century, when town planners and traders wanted to expand it due to its popularity and put more stalls under cover. Its striking Gothic design resembles a style found in town halls across continental Europe.
£5.70.
There you go, that's a pleasure, thank you. Well, I think what we're going to do is just have a little go at some of these hot Welsh cakes. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much to you. Thank you. Enjoy
Right,
them.
we will indeed. Now then, madam.
Not for me, I don't really like
Rather
it.
you!
Wendy said that about barn conversions.
Once you've tried my Welsh cakes, you will be in love with them.
Will I? Let me try one
You
then.
will. They're just so amazing.
I've never had them hot. That's lovely.
Yeah, really nice, aren't they?
You see?
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
You're a convert.
Yeah.
Come on.
Thank
Because
you.
it's hot.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
But there's one thing Wendy needs no convincing about, and that's fabrics. She's a keen cross-stitcher, so a visit to a vintage blanket stall should unfold well.
Now these look cosy.
Yeah, they look gorgeous, don't they?
All lovely vintage Welsh wool.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are these the real thing, the Welsh blankets?
They are the
they?
original Welsh blankets. There's some older ones, 40s, 50s, and these are the Carnarvon pattern.
I didn't realise that all the patterns were distinct to different regions of
Yeah,
Wales.
different mills.
So how old would these be?
These would be 70s, probably 60s, 70s, but that one is a much older one there.
Right.
Yeah.
And these are the same, yeah?
Yeah, they're all lovely vintage ones, and I love collecting them.
As well as the huge range of local merchandise on offer, there's a real sense of community spirit at Abergavenny Market, which rubs off on both customers and traders like Tracy Stedman.
I've made some lovely friends while I've been here, and I've only been here a few months. And it varies from market to market, because I've done markets in West Wales.
Yeah.
But this has just got a lovely vibe, and it's such an old traditional market, you know. Very rural community here as well, which are farmers and just
And I like
great.
that. There's something nice
I
and
do.
raw about
and
that.
the butchers, I mean, you were talking to the bakery.
The bakers,
there.
yeah, we've
I
done
know.
well.
But I think that traditional thing is definitely coming back. I think people like it, you know.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Come on,
Lovely to see you.
I'm hungry now.
Nice to meet you. Bye. Lovely to meet you too.
When they first moved here, David was away travelling with work during the week, so Wendy had to make her own life and find a route into the community. Joining the local bowling club in Abergavenny opened up a new circle of friends. And I'm meeting some of them today at an indoor bowling green at Cwmbran Stadium.
Well, this is great, and at least you don't have to mow the grass, do you?
No, it's very true. And the sun's always shining.
Wendy had previously played bowls in Reading, working her way up to county level. But England's loss is Wales' gain, as Wendy now plays for Monmouthshire.
Hey, nice to see you. How are you?
Fine, thank you, thank you.
Hello,
Wendy.
To help improve her game, Wendy's been taking lessons from mixed pairs world champion Marion Purcell, and I'm hoping to pick up some bowling tips from both of them.
Now, very nice to meet a world champ.
Yeah.
How does that feel to carry that mantle around?
It's nice, I enjoy it, yes.
Now, this is my first time, really.
And my first time.
Which is why I've roped him in as well. If I'm going to do it, he's going to have a go as well.
The aim of the game is to get your ball as close as possible to the smaller white ball, known as the jack, at the end of the green.
Very good positional bowl.
Who's going to go first? Go on, maybe you should.
I'll go first.
Go on then.
Go on.
Go on then.
You ready, Marion? I'd stand about 3 miles back.
Oh, mate,
That's like 10 feet bowling.
You need a wicket keeper down there.
Now we know I don't play bowls.
The skill is not to hurl the ball and to account for the fact that it's weighted to one side, so it won't travel in a straight line.
Right, Marion. Top tips now.
Yeah.
Both feet on the floor.
One step in front.
Like that?
To deliver, yeah.
OK. Oh, it's a bit slow.
Well, you've got the line, that's the first thing. Weight will come eventually. You try it next time, you'll be on the jack.
I don't think that wins me any points, but at least I didn't ditch it.
It's harder than I thought and probably best left to the experts. But it's easy to see why a team sport like this is an excellent way to make friends for those new to an area.
Seeing you in your new home has been an absolute treat, and coming down here and going down to the market in Abergavenny and so on, you know, it's very obvious that you have embedded yourselves, you know, in the local community here with great success. And who'd have thought that you'd be playing bowls for the county when we met 8 years ago?
I know, yeah, it's just a different world down here, and well, I think we both absolutely love it, don't we?
It was one of the best decisions Wendy made to ring up and ask to be on Escape to the Country.
Yeah.
We found a house that we love in an area we hadn't looked at, as you know, a type of house, a barn conversion that Wendy would never ever have looked at.
You know, our grateful thanks to you and the team for, you know, finding us a house all that time ago. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, no. There were tears before. There might be tears again. Who knows? Well, I've been delighted to see how well Wendy and Davy's new life in Monmouthshire has worked out. And I suppose in many ways it's a classic example of how keeping an open mind when you are property shopping can really pay off. But it's also been rewarding to see how well they've immersed themselves in what is, take it from me, a very welcoming and wonderful local community, and how well retirement is treating them. I'll see you next time.
If you dream of escaping to the country in Wales, Scotland, England or Northern Ireland and would also like our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.